But oh boy, here we go, the final game of the qualifier.
That it is, as we spawn over here on Jagannatha, KBBLE. In the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player coming down from the land of the Philippines, specifically Manila City. He is, of course, one end of the Zerg Muta Triangle, or representing his new team, Juggernaut Gaming. He is El Conquistador himself. He is Caviar Napoleon Maquises Acampado EnDerr.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Australian Protoss player representing himself. This madman is teamless, but he deserves to be on a team. Someone pick him up. It's the purple Protoss. It is Pezz.
Yeah, I had a fever dream where, like, a drug company that had a lot of pink and blue and light colors, pastel colors, picked him up. But
wow,
yeah, it turns out to be just a fever dream.
What is wrong with you? Why are you dreaming about that?
I don't know. I actually had a fun fact. I had a StarCraft-related dream last night.
Oh,
and like all my StarCraft-related dreams go, I was playing Zerg.
I feel like your subconscious is telling you something.
All my StarCraft-related dreams involve Zerg in some way. Either I'm playing Zerg, I'm playing against Zerg, I'm watching Zerg, or there's a Zerg champion. All my dreams involve Zerg. And last night I was playing a ZvP where my opponent offensive GG'd me, and I just made a whole bunch of spine crawlers.
You know what?
Put them in the corner of a map.
You know what that dream means? You know what it means? It means you want Ares to switch to Zerg.
Probably, yeah.
Oh god.
But speaking of dreams, this is the final dream hack for either of these players, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's realistically anyway, the last season they can really compete in for the year.
Yeah, it's such a shame as well because, again, Pezz is such a good Australian player. He does dedicate a lot of time to the game, to that grind, especially on the ladder. And on the other side of things, we have EnDerr, the DreamHack Winter 2020 champion as well. Like, it's devastating that one of these players is going to be eliminated. Like, Yeah,
Pezz has definitely been improving a lot throughout the year. I mean, there's a reason why he was named ANZ Champ Season 1 Most Improved Player. Nobody expected him to make it all the way to third place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, to be fair, like, we expected him to win.
Well, that was only after a couple of days of the group stage. Come on.
Yeah, and honestly, I do think he probably could have if he did face Seether. Like, oh, mate, that upper bracket finals feels bad, man. Like, god, went all the way to the ace match. But that is neither here or there. Here we are in the ace match of this series. Not with Seether, and Pezz is going for those Glaive Adepts.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like we miss the triple Oracle games. Yeah, Seether kind of going back to what I consider to be his roots anyway, is how he really popped off in 2019-2020. Meanwhile, a Link Flood coming down from EnDerr, and the shield battery ain't done!
Oh my god, more importantly, it looks like the Cyber Core will go down. These are going to be the final Adepts and Stalkers here for Pezz. Even though Pezz was looking to hit a timing with these Glaive Adepts, mate, he just can't make any more.
I'm sorry, I had to... There's an irony in that. There's an irony in that just makes me burst out.
I saw your brain. I saw it all click in your mind. You're like, oh my god, that's crazy. Like, mate, how do you stop Glaive Adepts? Just kill the Cyber Core, forehead. That's all you gotta do.
Oh, it has been remade, but in that time, EnDerr has finished up the Roachborn. He's being pretty active with his Zerglings, able to catch a couple of these Adepts in the middle of the map, not able to really kill them yet, but is able to weaken them.
Yeah,
Queen
that
shouldn't
he
have too much trouble anymore.
that he is. Meanwhile, again, the goal of these things is to chase down the shades. At the same time, roaches are now popping out here to help deal with the adepts. Ooh, Warprism just warping in the face of EnDerr. There are not enough queens to help deal with this. The rest of them are showing up now.
But so are the roaches. It'll chase these away. The Lings, once again, on top of those shades. Pezz actually commits to that shade. And shade right on top of these roaches.
Oh, and I love this move from EnDerr here. He realizes that he has enough roaches to defend against the adepts at home, and he goes for a counterattack, looking to hit the third base that's on the way for Pezz.
Yeah, not sure if he sees it yet, but he will see it now. Should at least be able to force a delay on that third base.
Ooh, solid warping though did mess the AI a little bit when it came to the attack of the Lings, and now the adepts come all the way back home, and they will protect that third.
Just like so, but at the very least, EnDerr does confirm that there's a third base there. He's not going to stop, you realize this. We all realize this. EnDerr is almost Go-Go Joey-esque in that regard, right? Once he puts his foot in the pedal, it's very rare that you see him let up.
Yeah, and sometimes to his detriment.
Oh, definitely.
As we do have a couple of adepts getting another 3 drone kills. The adepts do get across the map, even though they were scouted by Pezz. Thankfully, there are adepts to deal with these Lings, but yeah, they do kind of force them around a little bit. And because of all these Lings, like, the biggest problem is that EnDerr, his drone count is pretty... it's not good. It's pretty bad right now. He needs to spend a long time droning up and getting his economy up and running.
Yeah, once again, sometimes EnDerr keeps up the aggression to his detriment. Thankfully, he is finishing up that lair, and he did get a round of drones. I would very much like to see him get a 4th base, though.
Yeah,
even bases.
I would as well. He 100% needs a 4th base now more than ever. Problem is, Pezz is going across the map. Oh, we do have a bit of a Ling counterattack, but yo, we have our adepts here at home. We are perfectly fine. Pezz can focus on the counterattack, not just with adepts this time, but with immortals to help deal with those roaches.
Like so. It looks like Pezz has held for long enough. Again, that third base staying alive is really starting to come into effect as Pezz sends a couple of probes there. He's continuing to make more and more of them. EnDerr may be able to hold against this, but I don't know. Immortal juggling is pretty good.
It is pretty good. Here we go. The immortals do get thrown down. Yo, the adepts, they want to shade in, and they do.
Wow, even acting a little bit like force fields, isolating some of these roaches for the immortals.
Exactly. The boys are forced off the line. You know, you never want to see workers fighting adepts. Oh my god, they all die immediately.
They don't even get to connect with any of these units.
Oh my god, and just like that, the roaches here at the natural will all clean up. We have a couple more roaches trickling in, and what's scary about this is that Pezz is achieving so much with this, and he has disruptors behind this. Like, this is not his final form.
No, it is not. EnDerr sends in some Lings. Immediately they get shredded. Very good use of choke point here by Pezz. I can't believe that Warp Prism is still alive.
Oh my god.
It will get chased away. Those immortals aren't going to continue to threaten the third base of EnDerr, but mate, just the fact that they are still alive, that's so much value for Pezz.
Mate, Pezz...
And EnDerr still doesn't have a 4th base.
He still doesn't, mate. And Pezz, he was harnessing his inner piglet right then and there, you know? With that medvac, with those banshees that we saw earlier today, it just wouldn't die, mate.
I finally see what you mean. I finally feel how you feel when you're like, oh, mate, that medevac should die. Yeah,
oh, no, yeah.
This Warp Prism should be alive, mate.
It shouldn't be alive at all.
Take it out. If you have any decency, Pezz, you kill it with your stalkers.
Oh god, but because it survived, that is, like, again, that is the biggest of deals. Now the immortals are back at home. They're going to add to this army as well, so the Roach Ravager isn't going to be enough. We have disruptors as well, and it's so difficult to split your army, your Roach Ravager army specifically, against these Purification Novas. And speaking of, mate, we have the adepts once again coming across the map.
There is vision here from the side of EnDerr, but what is there to defend? Roach Ravager is at the low ground. There's not a lot of them to begin with.
Yeah, there is not. Meanwhile, he does react to the adepts, but 2 workers already went down. Again, shaving off whatever links he can. Oh my god, the queen will go down as well.
It's only 4 adepts In fact, only 2 of the adepts go down. Finally, EnDerr's getting a 4th base, but I don't know. He's gonna need a lot of time to have that come into effect.
Yeah,
Time
exactly.
that I don't think Pezz is willing to give him.
Exactly. It all belongs to Pezz, mate. I think we said that about another player. Was it Pezz even as well? Who does time belong to?
Not Pezz. I remember you. I remember we were talking about it. It wasn't Pezz. Was it? No, it wasn't Piglet. Zane? Question mark?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
It was a
somebody we
Protoss
cast
thing.
it yesterday. It was. Yeah, I feel like it was a Protoss player, wasn't it? So I want to say Zane.
It's possible. I mean, maybe he loaned it to Pezz. Loaned him to Pezz. Even.
Potentially.
As Pezz is coming out across the map, he's got his disruptors, he's got Colossus, Immortal, Stalker, he's got everything he needs, mate. What can EnDerr do? Oh my god!
My lord. To be honest, Pezz doesn't even need to get these purification ovens, but he gets them anyway.
Man, he can just A move. Let's be real here. Like,
yeah.
Oh god.
So much army on his hands right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get a bit of a surround, but the math just ain't on his side. He's down in army supply with roaches. That is, again, the math just doesn't work out for him.
Exactly. That's why this is so important. He does go for a run by instead. He knows he can't fight the main army, so he goes for a counterattack. It goes for that 4th base, but that will trigger Pezz, and now Pezz is going for the kill.
Yeah, a choice has to be made for the Protoss player. Base trade or recall. And Pezz has made the correct decision.
Yeah, why not both, mate? He can base trade, he can kill a couple of bases, and then he can recall, and because of that, EnDerr turns around. He doesn't even get the Nexus, he has to come back home.
Mate, he doesn't need to recall anymore. And yeah, there may have been a time earlier on where maybe EnDerr could have went for a surround and survived, but that time is long past. It's very hard to see Pezz giving up this position.
Yeah, exactly. We see the aggressive blink on top of the entire army. Bile does land, but you know what? It's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and Pezz will make it through the open qualifier.
And just like so, we have our 8 qualified players, or our 4 qualified players, should we say, as well as our 4 invited players making it to the closed qualifiers of the OCE/RoA region. Let's have a bit of a drum roll. Let me know when you get the graph again.
I was about to say first, congratulations congratulations to Pezz for taking that series. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cover the previous games in the series, but again, that was a very strong showing, denying EnDerr the repeat Winter Championship.
Yeah. We thought that winter was about the time that EnDerr powers up, but apparently so does Pezz.
Yeah, exactly. It is his time to shine. GG, well played. Again, my condolences to EnDerr. Like, I know he has been practicing very hard.
Yeah.
I know that he's been even, competing in all our weekly tournaments and.
Yeah, it's definitely very unfortunate to see because, as you said, EnDerr has been a lot more active recently. He's been playing in a lot of our weekly tournaments and a lot of other stuff as well. But there is a reason why he only very recently became more active, and it's because he just graduated like about a month ago. So it's understandable that he wouldn't be able to be in peak EnDerr form yet after only a month of practice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's great that now he can dedicate his time to StarCraft, but unlike Pezz has been here the entire time, right? And EnDerr only for the past month or so. He did recently get picked up by Juggernauts, but again, this was recent. He still needs a little bit more time to like ferment, and really get back into shape and get into that DreamHack championship form,
Yeah. So DreamHack Summer next year. I better watch out.
Let's go.
El Conquistador.
Sí. Marquise's acampado, mate. He's going to be coming back with a vengeance. And now Yakuzaku
is going to team up with Javier.
Hey, that's the dream, mate. That's the dream. Oh, God. And with that, we should show off the qualified players. We should show off who will be playing, who will be competing in tomorrow's closed qualifier.
Let's have a drum roll. Oh, yeah, it is just tomorrow, isn't it?
Is.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's so like the players who were already seeded in have a massive advantage. The players who qualified yesterday, Raza and Risky, have a little bit of an advantage. You know, just a little bit of an additional day to prepare. But at the same time, you know, we get the bracket. Everybody gets the bracket at the same time. So can you really prepare with only one day?
Some people can. Some people can. Not everyone, though.
Some people can, I guess.
So as we are showing off here, as you just said, we don't know what the matchups are going to be. They will be announced, I think, later today by the ESL admins. But we do have our confirmed players.
That we do! From the Zerg side of the coin, we have Demi as well as Risky. Going over to the Terran side, we have Azure and Raza. And now we go into the big one. Our Protoss players, Ranger, Starduck, Quantel, and Pezz. I want that Ranger Quantel PvP more than anything in these close qualifiers.
Oh god, I want it as well. I also worry for Starduck. I do think that if Starduck has PvPs, I think he's going to be perfectly fine. I think if he's up against some of these Zerg players, I think he's going to be okay. I worry about Starduck if he does face someone like Azure or Raza.
Yeah. I feel like... Here's the thing. I feel like Starduck will be fine if he doesn't play Kerrigan Survival. And he actually...
Well, I will tell you right now, Starduck literally just messaged me to join a Kerrigan Survival 2 lobby.
Ay. Smage my head, mate.
Shaking my head, Starduck. Shaking my head. But regardless, you know, we will be here live on the CranKy Ducklings covering the closed qualifier. Not just for Oceania, but also for every other region out there, except for Europe, because we do need to sleep.
Yeah, unfortunately we do.
Yes.
Come back in about 15 years and we'll see if that is still a necessity. For humans.
There we go. Also, something that we should also touch on, our next broadcast is not going to be tomorrow. It is going to be in just under 2 hours. We are going to be covering the very first closed qualifier. That's the other thing we should take note of. DreamHack Oceania, the event that we just casted, this was the final open qualifier out of all the regions. Now we are all completed, and now every single region is moving on to their closed qualifiers.
It's getting a little bit more streamlined now as we move towards the closed qualifiers and eventually the main events. The brutality of these open qualifiers has ended. Now comes the brutality of the closed qualifiers.
Ooh, exactly. And they can be quite brutal indeed. A little bit more forgiving though, because they are double elim. So yeah. you do have, you know, you can slip up a little bit. You do have some extra opportunities. But yeah, gonna be a very exciting time later on tonight, tomorrow, and the day after. The next 3 days are gonna be full of those closed qualifiers, and we are gonna be live consistently throughout all of them. Massive shout out to everyone for tuning in today, by the way, like, and not just today, but this entire week we've had a lot of StarCraft. It's been pretty intense. I do know yeah, like we've been working off of very little sleep, and we've been a little bit fatigued for some of these broadcasts, so thank you so much everyone for bearing with us. Thank you, we appreciate it.
We need a lot more of this.
Oh god. So Yaku, why don't you tell the people, mate, where can we find you? Hopefully a little bit less tired and a little bit more Yaku.
Mostly just on ! Discord at this point. In the chat, we'll bring you to the CranKy Ducklings Discord server, and if I do eventually stream, it will be over at twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, and I will announce that when I stream on twitter.com at @EmporeYakuzaku.
There you go. Meanwhile, you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I will be live there, live on Twitch throughout the week, especially after these closed qualifiers. I can't wait to ladder. I'm so, like, we were talking about this before, like, I'm so inspired. Like, God, like, casting all these games just gives me the urge to play. I can't wait to dive into it.
I laddered a little bit yesterday because I was very inspired by Javier. I was like, I'm gonna play like Javier, and I realized I'm nowhere near as good, and I lost basically every game.
Oh, feels bad, man. Feels bad. But, you know, sometimes that happens after a long break, you know? Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But, of course, the other thing to say is that if you want to tune in for the rest of our broadcast, follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We're going to be live every single day for the next week. We have been live every single day for the next week. Today, this is the end of our second broadcast. Our third broadcast is going to be in 1 hour and 45 minutes with the Taiwan-Hong Kong closed qualifier. So we do have a little bit of time to have a little bit of a break, get some food, go to the bathroom, freshen up for the next cast. Oh boy, as we have non-stop StarCraft here on the CranKy Ducklings. If you enjoyed our cast and if you want to tune into more for whatever reason, then yeah, just follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Our VODs are also on YouTube. If you can't tune in live and you want to tune in to some of our other casts, then check us out on YouTube because all of our VODs are uploaded there eventually. Otherwise, you can check our VODs on Twitch as well and interact with us over on Discord. Yeah.
In the chat.
In the chat. There you go. Also,
I'm very scared of dropping this.
And I think the last thing is, Yaku, mate, how do you support the Ducklings? And what the hell do we do with all that support, mate?
We don't have a Match Arena link this week, do we?
No, we don't.
Exclamation mark Patreon in the chat will bring you to our CranKy Ducklings Patreon page. More information there.
There you go. There you go. Not just that, but you can also subscribe on Twitch. This is September, so we do have a discount with all the Twitch subs, whether it's Twitch or Twitch Prime, I believe. I'm not 100% certain on that.
And, well, Twitch Prime is free, so.
There you go. There you go.
No. Twitch Prime, you get a free sub. Well, technically, Twitch Prime is free if you have an Amazon Prime account, I guess, but listen.
There you go.
What I'm trying to say is, shout out to Lord Loken for bringing us to 420. Or to getting the 420 gift subs. I think that's what he got.
Yeah. Shout out to Lord Loken for gifting us 420 subs. It's insane the amount of support that we've gotten, and it's because of people like Lord Loken and everyone else who subs that we are able to support our pro team. We're able to pay our players like Oreo, like Starduck, like Ryu, Eric, Patty Mac, and Neo. Without you guys in the chat, it just wouldn't be able to happen.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Loken. I'm able to not pay for shaving cream.
There you go. Gotta get that phone money, mate. Oh my God.
You saw it jiggle.
Oh, God. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll see you guys in an hour and a half. Bye. Bye. Ciao.
Bella.